Welcome everyone back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. I know it's been a while since we've had one, but I've been very busy with society opening up after COVID is kind of passing. Well, not really passing, but people are getting vaccinated. Anyway, that's not what you're here for. You're here for fight. Let's go through the players. We have a Western Front battle for you all. We have Professor playing as the 101st Airborne Company for the United States of America. We have Captain Airstrike playing as Ranger Company for the United States of America. And we have, on the Northern Front, Robertos playing as the Royal Armoured Regiment with specialization in hammer for the British Commonwealth. On the Axis side, we have 37 playing as the Wehrmacht, without a commander yet. We have Swisserect playing as Panzer Tactics for die Waffen-SS. And we have Eric Havani playing as Infanterie Division for the Wehrmacht. Let's see how the Western Allies will do against the Germans in this one. We'll keep an eye on 37 to see whenever he picks a commander. But currently we have double Volksgrenadiers rushing. Oh, he picked a commander. And he picked Panzer. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a lot of tanks later on if SS is also Panzer after all. And Infanterie to hold the north. That's going to be a very versatile force, because Infanterie is a really powerful commander at the moment. Especially because of that veterancy they get for free. But the British are very good in cover, which might be able to win this out against the Volksgrenadiers and the Pioneers. Normal Grenadiers are flanking up here though to get inside the building, I assume. No, he's flanking around for real. Very brave. But it might work out. Oh, it's definitely gonna work out. No, it might not, because the British are now opening fire on all angles. And the British are very accurate. Oh god! And that's a dead Grenadier squad. Meanwhile, at the southern flank, it looks like the Volksgrenadiers and the Storm Grenadiers are not doing too well against the Americans. Also looks like the Germans pushed up without securing their back line, so the Allies have more resources to work with early on. Americans are meanwhile pushing up very aggressively with their M1 Garands. That's what I would suspect of them. The Germans have to do a full retreat back to the HQ. Kuberwan with an MG42 coming up for the Waffen-SS. Some Hitler Youth being called in as well. Anyway, we have some Grenadiers staying behind cover here, behind this frozen over car. The British are probably debating their next move. They've already got the tank hunter section though to be ready for any light vehicles the Germans might send their way. Looks like the Pioneers are taking up in this building and it's using that as their combat point. Oof, what happened to the Kugelwagen? Storm Grenadiers are meanwhile trying to have a firefight with the American riflemen here. So far we have a pretty consistent front line going, but the Germans have the advantage of holding this area. But that might change now that the British got a Vickers coming up. Indeed, that might actually be the thing that makes the British able to move up. There we go, now they're suppressed, which means the British should take the advantage to move up. I see Erica's trying to use the rifle grenade, but it didn't fire. That's a bug that really needs to be fixed, because that is a really big issue. Sometimes they just won't fire. Meanwhile, American push going on in the south here. Lots of riflemen pushing up. But this might be risky because that's a lot of Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers here. But a pineapple going in. Oh, that might be dangerous. Oh! That American fire superiority is showing, especially with the airborne now present. But now the Waffen-SS is pushing up. Hitler Youth troops are being pinned down though, but the Kugelwagen is cutting off reinforcements. Meanwhile, the British are not going for the point yet, which allowed the Germans to put up an MG in here. Oh, and gunner on the MG42 is down. MG42 inside the building here, which will help the Germans a lot. We also have a forward airborne base here. I'm not sure what airstrike he's talking about. But he's being pinned down. Yeah, okay, meta infantry. Yeah, infantry is really powerful at the moment. Like, really powerful. Yeah, cool. 30 cal here is pinning down the Storm Grenadiers. Pioneers taking up hold in this building. Oh, we also have some Großdeutschland division coming in. A very unique division for the Germans, essentially, that was recruited from all across Germany instead of from the singular states that makes up Germany. Which was fairly unique about it, actually. They serve as recon units in this game, which as recon combat units, which I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I like them. I think they're cool. 221 on the field, becoming a 222, I think. No, actually not. It's just becoming a... It's just getting a figure armor. We do have a command Valentine already out, which might make it more difficult for the Germans to push up. Pioneers armed with a Panzerbüchse. Not that you should expect early vehicles from US Airborne, I think. US Airborne has a lot of good infantry, though. Ranger has a recon team, though, armed with a 30 cal already. Artillery calling in here from the Ranger lieutenant. US Army Rangers is a really good pick. They're a really solid commander that has a lot of elite options and good tanks. Airborne is also really good, but they are kind of costly. And you do lose the advantage of a lot of good vehicles that American commanders get later on. Oh, Commander Panzer L moving up. Or Panzer 2L. That also will definitely help the Germans a fair bit. If it isn't hitting their own units. Rangers are using a rifle grenade inside the building. Ooh, didn't do much. Both Grenadiers are getting mowed down. Now on the northern flank, we now see the 221 is encountering the Command Valentine. But the Command Valentine might just have a dummy gun. Right, it probably has a dummy gun because it's British. And command tanks for the British don't have guns.
The new infantry section is ready for battle.
I get into the tank hunters. Oh, just barely. Yeah, that thing is not gonna last long, I think. Or it might. That pack is not doing too good against it. MD4 to Incender firing against the American Rangers. Or American 30 cal set up. Yeah, I think Americans got that firefight covered. Some kind of artillery coming in here. Looks like heavy mortars. We've got some more guards. We've got some guards rifles coming in here for the British armored guards, or whatever they're called. They should probably disembark though, so they can take part in the fighting. Meanwhile, the Germans still don't have the fuel down here. MT-42 inside the big building though, getting them good oversight across much of the battlefield, but artillery coming in on it. America's not going to allow them to keep that. Ooh. Didn't do much to the building though. We have some Jägers present now for the Infantry Division. Brand carrier down. guards did disembark. These are the King's Own. The King's Own infantry section. Yeah, these guys should be really good. And they're also being armed with a Lewis gun from the First World War. Very fascinating. Apparently it was still used in the Second World War, which I kind of did know, but you don't really see it that often. Jaegers are being armed with STGs with scopes. Oh, right into the British anti-tank gun. We have an infantry lieutenant coming up here, trying to make an opening for the Germans. Oh, he's bunching up. That's not good. If just one shell lands there, but it doesn't look like it will. Oh, rifle grenade coming in. Ooh, didn't do much though. America's pushing up again, hitting down the Panzer Grenadiers.
The enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
It's not looking too good for the Germans at the moment. All the SS and the infantry is still holding. Doesn't look too good for the Wehrmacht Panzer in the south. The combined force of the British Rangers and the US Airborne is quite a dangerous mix to fight. Especially with just one Panzer Grenadier, and losing the Großdeutschland is also painful. Looks like the Leibstandard are trying to flank though, armed with Sturmgewehrs. But they had to pull back because that 30 cal. Boss Grenadiers taking up position again in the building. Another grenade coming in on them. That building is a death trap. Command Stück coming in for the Wehrmacht Panzer. This might help. Panzer 4F1 for the Wehrmacht Infanterie. Truckers arrived for the British to allow them to reinforce the front. And I assume that's the crew from the Valentine. That's now outside without their vehicle. Oh, that is a strong infantry front line right here. MD-42, Jaegers, Pack, Infantry Lieutenants. Like, that is a lot to get through. 80 shell from the Pack. Looks like it's fine. It's not firing though. F1 is pushing up though. And what is an anti-tank rifle gonna do against that? Nothing. That's what. Panzer Grenadiers are trying to push up now. Being armed with MP40s. So these guys are going full on assault mode. MP40s and STGs. It is the proper environment for it, but they're just being pinned down by all the elite American machine gunners here. Not the best situation for them with all the Rangers and Airborne working together here. Looks like the United States is pulling in its best of the best to deal with this situation in this little industrial area, while the British are having a hard fight against the Wehrmacht Infanterie Division up here. Yeah, these Jaegers are definitely putting the hurt on the British. Exceptional marksmen and exceptionally well trained for this kind of environment too. Especially for the winter. If a cold tech is actually on, the Jaegers actually don't suffer from it. Because they're Alpine troops. So they can actually move freely through blizzards and not have to suffer from freezing. Oh, Ranger squad up here to support against the Panzer, using a bazooka. Yeah, Rangers have the ability to use a bazooka like a Panzerfaust, which is perhaps a little bit powerful, in my own honest opinion. Looks like the Lux is still providing some kind of defense. Volksturm officer having to... not Volksturm. SS officer having to run. A new Großdeutschland Division unit has arrived. arriving a bit free because they are apparently very elite. SS has set up their own mortar here. Meanwhile, the Wehrmacht Infanterie is pushing very aggressively on the north. It still looks like Infantry Division is just really, really good. As I kind of already knew. A2 is now on the field though. That is a waste. Jäger for a single Panzerfaust, that's not worth it. Another A2 has arrived now. Looks like the Shermans are gonna start piling in soon. And Shermans will definitely give the Allies an ability to push. The Sherman is a very reliable infantry support tank. Some widespread artillery coming in here from the Germans. The Germans are staying up a little bit wide on the front here again. Good to see. SS defense is still looking solid. They do need to get through that 30 cal though. Wehrmacht in the, I think this is an industrial area. Is slowly pushing up again and getting a foothold. It's also good to see.
It's amazing what a few pounds of well-aimed steel can do.
Yeah, that Beobax Panzer is doing good. Took care of one of the Shermans. Now we see Cromwell's arriving as well as that's the Sexton. Machine gun in the church, good position. The church is a very central point. One high explosive shell in there could be very dangerous. Looks like the US Air Force is coming in. Strafe in the area with 50 cals. All the Germans have already moved out of the building by then. Looks like the SS are trying to make a push. Oh, big howitzer shot being called in. Called in by the SS officer here. SS Storm Grenadiers pushing. Oh! Shot from the Scot, they're killing a huge chunk of Storm Grenadiers. But none of the squads actually got destroyed entirely. That is lucky right there. Meanwhile, the Großdeutschland are proving to be very good marksmen here. Having been armed with a Gewehr 43 with scopes. Panzer Grenadiers moving up to provide support. But they're running straight into American fire. Oh god.
Infantry squad has been killed.
Yeah, the best bit is to stay at range behind cover. More American planes coming in. Looks like another 50 cal strafe.
We just lost a unit.
Another Sherman has arrived here. Oh, it's one of the previous Shermans. They're trying to get Panzerfaust, but it might be too late. Yeah, definitely too late. Looks like the British are preparing a lot of armor before they push up again. Those are the lieutenant present, being armed with Thompsons. Big bunch of artillery coming out on the south of the American position. The Germans might be able to push through here if they're lucky. Problem is that Scot combined with the Sherman. That's a very dangerous mix. Oh, and the Stuke got dazed. Oh, it's not looking too good here. The Germans might need to pull back. And they are. Still using that house at the center because it's still operational. Panzer Grenadiers without any weapons, though, are not that good because they're just armed with Kar-98s. And they're still doing okay, actually. Nice little heavy cover, and they're very accurate. But now airborne are coming in. You know, the northern flank, not much is going on yet. Forward base set up by the Wehrmacht. I assume the Sexton has been firing. Looks like it. It's gotten some kills. Ooh, incendiary mortar shell from the SS mortar. Very nice. Scott is trying to open fire on the central building in industrial areas. There was a Panzer IV command tank present now. Looks like the Wehrmacht Panzer player has just gone straight for command tanks and not any of the other tech buildings. He might be going straight for heavy tanks or something. Wehrmacht Infanterie has got everything they need though. Just holding down the northern front. As one would expect. SS is holding center. American Ranger has a Ranger camp set up. Airborne camp might not last much longer. Airborne is getting a 76 Sherman though, and they got a Major. An airborne Major in the field. This guy can call in rocket runs, which is going to be much more useful against tanks. And that MG42 is in a great position. Able to cover a lot of ground here. Yeah, shooting all the way over here. That's a very good position. Oh, British have even set up a 17-pounder. They're going full on in, aren't they? Any German tanks to move up here will be killed very fast. At least if the 17-pounder actually penetrates or hits. Excuse me. 76 German on the field. Major is waiting for a target of opportunity. He wants to get close enough to do it. But he runs straight into machine gun fire! That's not worth it.
Order team, ready for orders.
Yeah, the rockets missed. Actually, he even got shot down. Oh yeah, that was not worth it. Looks like the SS is being smart and actually putting the trucks in the back. So they don't suffer from being assaulted on the front or artillery down. It is sometimes a viable thing to do. Ooh, artillery from the Sexton is proving lethal. Panzer IV-H for the infantry. Looks like we might have a Panzer engagement down here.
Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
But a 76 Sherman is going to be very hard to fight frontally with what he has. The Panzer IV-H and the Suk could do it. But it's a very even match, to say the least. It might get in range of the Panzerfaust though. Oh, ammo rack of the Stuk! Oh, really lucky!
We just lost a medium tank.
That's really lucky. Looks like we have assault artillery going in here. Not that there's much in the territory.
Ready for orders. Orders ahead.
British is getting recon and then the King Zone. Probably wanted to sneak up to see if there is anything. There are Jägers, and Jägers are considered recon infantry, so they should be able to spot the recon team if they get too close. Stukas Mthis on the field. Hitting in this area, I imagine. Oh!
Ready for deployment.
Now that is painful. Taking out the Scot and everything.
Armor here.
Double A2s though for the American Ranger Company. That's a lot of firepower that's going to be coming in. Nebelwerfer's coming in. Asuka didn't hit. It's not looking too well here. The Shermans have to take their move. Oh, engine burning for the Panzer IV command tech. But they are being flanked by the pack up here. Leibstandard is flanking into to try and Panzerfaust. But they're pulling back. Whereas meanwhile just fortifying and building up more caches.
Waiting for the kickoff. The job's done.
And the King Zone on the field. I'm not sure if the Lewis gun is better than the Bren. I'm not sure what the differences are really. It has more rounds. But it's the same caliber. But it's faster. Oh, it says the Bren was woefully inept at suppression. Oh, so the Bren gun might not be a good suppressing weapon at all. Oh, assault artillery coming in for the Germans in this sector. The Americans will have to move. That's gonna be dangerous. Oh, the Germans are gonna have to... Oh, Command Panther! For the Waffen-SS. Oh boy. Not much going on in the northern front anymore. Leibstandard are trying to push up. Pineapple coming in on them though. Oh, they're mowing down the Rangers in the open though. Oh, 76 is where it tracks. Oh, that's dangerous. But they got a penetrating shot in the Command Panther. Oh, not looking good here. Now the Germans have the upper hand. If they can just push through on all flanks. Heavy artillery coming in here. If you want to take care of that 17-pounder first.
Sherman Firefly complete.
But the Americans are doing too well after the German Panzer Force have consolidated. Double A2s though. Good thing the A2s don't have just high explosives anymore as a thing you can just put on the base. You actually need to upgrade that from the final building now. Called Thunder Run. To get that ability. This one. And it costs 240 not minerals, munitions. So that is very expensive. Looks like the Firefly is being relocated to support the Americans. King Tiger! It looks like that is 37 has gone straight for the King Tiger. That is quite a tactic. Oh, and that Command Stook is still doing a good job. Germans are pushing up hard. Stuka coming in straight at this point. Oh, painful. Took us a first fight there by the looks of it. Americans are on the back foot. King Tiger almost on the fields. More artillery coming in. And looks like the infantry is trying to push up again. Pulling more artillery in on the 17-pounder. That thing has to brace. Which it's not doing.
Machine gun crew awaiting orders.
Ooh, it's almost dead. We need to get some repairs up there though. Looks like the SS are advancing up now, aggressively using their Command Panther. That's a rifle grenade. Overshot. But there's a King Tiger on the field now for the Wehrmacht. Now this is a dangerous weapon. But often Wunderwaffe can be somewhat disappointing. Well, I don't think the Allies can hold out for much longer once the King Tiger gets to the front line. £17 is still holding. It looks like the guards Lieutenant can repair. Huh. Oh, Panther almost got killed by the tulip rockets. But it looks like, yeah, the Panther's still gonna survive. They need to flank that thing.
My lord, a tank's been lost.
Just running at it headlong is not gonna work. And not like that, straight into Panzerfaust range. Now it has no gun though, so now it's stuck. But the King Tiger is now on the field. More assault artillery coming in. Yeah, the Germans really want to get rid of that 17-pounder. Yeah, the King Tiger will allow the Germans to just push unimpeded here. With 17-pounders gone. Yeah, it looks like the Germans can just push in with their Panzers now. And the Panzer IV Aegis are beating the Cromwells at this range. They're flanking the British. Oh, there's some mine! Oh, that was close. But now the Germans have a much higher position here. They are right outside the American base. And the Großdeutschland is in a really good position to keep them pinned. LMG-42 and scope Gewehrs. Start looking good for the Allies, people. Good job with that recon though, but he actually doesn't see that much, unfortunately, because of the destroyed church.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Oh, good sexton shot.
Upgrade work completed.
Tiger on the field as well for the Waffen-SS. Like, this is a lot of heavy armor. Like, the Allies have no way of competing at this point. Stukas firing north, probably to end this. Oh, and so it did. Stukas is really good against tanks. King Tiger is pushing forward. Looks like we have a Panzermarch. Well, it's going to be a Panzermarch. Command Panzer 2 is kind of done for now, though. Ooh. On a jumbo with a King Tiger. It actually survived the King Tiger shot. That's impressive. But, oh, it survived 2 King Tiger shots. Wow. That is really rare. doesn't look like the Hispanos did much. Need to get that jumbo repaired though, but the Germans don't seem to want to let them. Germans are pushing up on the northern flank too. The infantry division does get a little bit too much of everything, I'd say. They probably don't even need the Panzer 4H in all honesty. Yeah, that King Tiger is just gonna... Yeah, looks like the Allies surrendered. I hope you all enjoyed this match, everyone. I certainly did. And I'll see you all in the next one, whatever that will be. Remember to read in the description if you want to send in your own replays. Remember to fulfill the criteria I set. Else I'll probably just promptly ignore them. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye!